I'm really glad people are starting to give Robert Pattinson some well-deserved flowers for his performance in this movie. For those of you who don't know, he plays this thing right here, the Heron. And to Pattinson's credit, he knocked it out on apparently the first try. According to voice director Michael Sinter-Nicholas, he came into the studio in LA and said, okay, I've been thinking about this role and I recorded some stuff. Do you want to hear it? And he whips out his iPhone and plays some stuff that he's just been doing in the Memos app, and it was already the voice. He actually says, oh, bingo, you've already got the character. But he wasn't actually the first choice by the American studio on who to play the Heron. That would go to Danny DeVito. Done. Just a mere sight of the character was enough to give Gestiot a clear indication of who to cast in the role. Because he looked weird, and he had a weird voice, and so they figured Danny DeVito. But it was Studio Ghibli who corrected that and said, oh no, in Japan it's actually going to be played by a young 30-year-old hot singer-actor guy named Masaki Suda. And so the response was, what? Yeah, so for the English dub, we want someone who matches that. Well, someone who matches that and would also be unusual in the role. So they went with Robert Pattinson, who had already done different things like Good Time is the thing that's listed here, which is an incredible decision, especially when you consider that's the only role that they actually offered him. We didn't offer him a platter of roles. We offered him only the Heron, and he was very, very excited about being presented with the role as complicated and as nuanced as this one. Now, Robert Pattinson has been amazing in the last half dozen movies that he's been in, so it shouldn't be surprising that he knocked it out of the park with this one, except for the history that we have with celebrity voice roles. Given how celebrity voice acting usually goes, Robert Pattinson was actually pretty good at showing that he can stand not just with the Pratts of the world, but also with the Bakers and the Norths and the Blancs. So kudos to him, and I mean, I would love to see more stuff like this in the future from him. He's definitely one of those actors where he's become someone where if I find out he's doing something I'm in, I'm just in. I don't, it could be anything. But I do hope it's more of this kind of thing.